Hey, what's going on, guys? It's SPT Killerwood coming back at you again with another video. Just a quick note real quick before we get started with this. People who's already subscribed to my channel, whether it been from comics or RCs or, whatever. I've actually taken all that stuff down because I'm not really into that anymore. So I took all my previous videos down. I've always been more of a gamer than I have anything else. So today I decided, I was going to show you my PS4 collection. I did have a video or two up from my PS3 collection. I was trying to go for a whole run, but in the end, it was just way too many games, and trying to collect PS3 games plus PS4. I don't have that kind of money. I'm not rich, you know what I'm saying? So I just decided to basically stop with the PS3 and just focus solely on the PS4 collection. So this is going to be my PS4 collection. There's 116 games. So just sit back, relax, grab you some popcorn or get you something to drink. And we'll try to get through this kind of quickly. I don't want to, sit here and go through talk about every single game as far as like what it's like or if it's good, bad, whatever. There's a few of them, that I haven't played, so I'm not going to know yet how they are. But I just figured, it's time for me to put another video out for my subscribers. If this is the first time you're watching me, please, hit that like and subscribe button. Leave a comment. I'm gonna try to, going forward, make a monthly video or maybe like a bi-weekly video of the new pickups that I get. But I just wanted to make something right now to show you what I have, and if there's any games in my collection that you like, write them down so that way you'll know maybe what to go pick up. All right. Sorry about the glare. I know I'm kind of sitting here at my kitchen table, and I got a big window back behind me with the with the shades or whatever, but I'm trying to block out some of the light. And I threw up my orange and my berry blue, sunset orange and berry blue controllers. They're just too good, man, to appreciate, so I haven't even opened them up yet, but they definitely do look nice sitting on the shelf with all my games, just to represent my collection stuff. But yeah, so here we go. We have the first game is the Area Collector's Edition from Sodesco. This was a really cheap game. Wasn't too much, like $7 or $8. I'm trying to go for like the collection of the Sodesco games. I know some of them really isn't that great, but for $7 or $8, what can you really expect? You just throw it in the collection and, go from there. So next up is the Alien Isolation. Awesome game. I'm one trophy away from the platinum, which, when I did my first playthrough with it several years ago, I thought that I had it, but apparently I must have done something wrong. So I still got to go back and redo it. You just got to go through without dying to get the trophy for that. But yeah, Alien Isolation, the Nostromo edition. Awesome game. It's probably the best Alien game ever made. So next up is the Origami Collector's Edition. I just picked this up yesterday, so I don't know. I know it's a it's heavily involved in stealth. I know it's kind of hard to see, but yeah, you play with the shadows as far as going in and out of stealth and all that. So definitely want to play that. All right. Next up, we have the Assassin's Creed Ezio Collection. This comes with Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations. The from the Ezio Auditore or or how you want to call his name. But yeah, I had to pick this up. Supposedly the remastered, but some of it, you know what I'm saying? Really, they could have probably done a better job on it. But I love Assassin's Creed, so pick that up. Next up, we have the Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Awesome game. I almost wish that somebody could just mirror, all the pirate theme from this game and just make a pirate game like this, or if maybe Ubisoft could do it, it'd be awesome. Because hands down, this is definitely one of the better Assassin's Creed games out there. It was also done by the people who made Assassin's Creed 2. So, and to this day, I still say Assassin's Creed 2 is the best. So, next up, we have the Assassin's Creed Origins. Awesome game. I definitely like like, you know, what they did in this one. Got the platinum on this one as well. And, man, like 70, 80 hours into it, man. But it's definitely a good game. And, you know, it's set in Egypt. Next up, we have Assassin's Creed Odyssey. This is what I'm actually currently playing right now. And this is, you know, it's like Origins, but they took it a step further and added the dialogue system to where you can make the choices now as far as like what's said and, you know, what you want to pick to say and the questions you can ask. To this date, this is the biggest Assassin's Creed game they've made as far as the landscape. It is just massive. I mean, I've got right at 70 hours in the game, and I've still got places on the map that I haven't even, you know, that I haven't even opened up yet. So I'm going for the platinum as well on this one. You know, I'm a big damn trophy whore, I guess you could call me, and I love trying to go for the platinums. So, but yeah, Assassin's Creed Odyssey is also a really good one. And I believe it's on sale right now, too, if I'm not mistaken. Next up, we have the Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Just another Assassin's Creed game, really good. You get to play as the twins, you know, the male and the female in this one. I really like this one. It was really good, too. Next up, we have Assassin's Creed Unity. This one, I've heard they fixed. You know, when it first launched, it had a lot of issues and stuff going on. It was okay. I mean, I really couldn't, you know, get into it too much, but it wasn't too bad. I mean, I might try to go back and replay it and go from there. So, because it's been a long time since I played it, I couldn't even go back to try to tell you what was even going on in it because it's been so, you know, it's been so long now. But yeah, Assassin's Creed Unity. Another game that I picked up yesterday was the Axial Verge. I've heard really good things about this one. It's like a really good like Metroidvania game. You know, so yeah, you know, I don't really know too much about it, but other than, you know, from what they're calling it. But I heard it's really good, so this might be a game later down the road you might not be able to, you know, might not be able to find. So I went ahead and scooped it up yesterday. It was like what, $15, $16, something like that. So it wasn't too bad. So yeah, Axial Verge. Another game that I picked up that's only a GameStop exclusive is Mindy and the Ink Machine. Yeah, it's still sealed. You can get this for $20. This might be a game right here, man, that you might want to get because I you know, I got a feeling that maybe later down the road again, this might be one of the harder ones to find. You know, these only at GameStop games, sometimes they don't make very many of them, so it is like almost like a animated horror game. I know it's kind of hard to tell, guys, from the shrink wrap and everything, but yeah, it's supposed to be really good. So for $20, you know what I'm saying, I scooped it up. I'll get around to playing it here eventually. I just got too many other games right now to be playing. Next up, probably my all-time favorite game is the Bioshock Collection, which, you know, this came out on PS3, then they remastered it for PS4. Bioshock 1, 2, and Bioshock Infinite. I love Bioshock 1. 2 was still good. A lot of people didn't really like 2 too much, but I did. I think, you know, if they would ever make a Bioshock 3, I think they should take like the story from 1, all the action from 2, mix that together, and you would have 3. Infinite, it was okay. It wasn't my favorite out of the 3, but it was all right. But yeah, the Bioshock Collection, that's always a must-have for your collection. Next up is Bound by Flame. You know, it's like an RPG. It's not too great. Didn't really get too good of reviews, but for $5, you know what I'm saying, I scooped it up. I might go back and play it. Who knows? If not, it's in the collection. Only paid $5 for it. Next up, we have the Dark Souls Remastered. Love some Dark Souls. I'm a heavy Souls fan. I really wish that they would go back and remake Demon Souls, or even just make a Demon Souls 2. So there's still hope out there. Maybe, you know, what's his name, Miyazaki or whatever his name is from Software. Maybe, you know, he'll listen to the fans and either make Demon Souls 2 or remaster Demon Souls 1. But yeah, Dark Souls Remastered is an awesome game. Very hard, but it's very rewarding if you can, you know, if you can play it. And then we also have the Dark Souls 2, The Scholar of the First Sin. I would say Dark Souls 2, I mean, it's good. All of them are great, you know what I'm saying? But this one is probably maybe the weakest out of the Souls franchise. It's still good though. I mean, it wasn't as good as 1 or 3. But if you haven't played any of the Dark Souls games, I would say maybe start with 2. Just for the simple fact that it seems to be maybe the easier one out of all of them. I mean, 3 I guess could possibly be easy too, but yeah, Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. This is basically like the collector, the definitive edition that gives you all the DLC and stuff with it. Excuse me. Next up, I have Dark Souls 3. I got this when it came out. Just another awesome game. I just love the Souls games, man. Dark Souls 3. Which I believe now you can actually get the definitive edition as well, as far as like having all the DLC with it as well. But I got that one when it launched, so obviously it wasn't out then. All right, next up is a game that I got that I heard really good things about. I haven't actually played it yet. I heard it's pretty hard, but that is Dead Cells. You don't really see too many people showing this on their videos. This is another game that I think maybe down the road might be kind of harder to find. It's not really expensive either. I believe I seen it yesterday at GameStop for like $17 used, so it might have went down now. I think I paid like 30 or 25 or whatever it was for it when I bought it brand new. But yeah, I mean, it looks really good. I know it's kind of hard to tell, guys, with the glare and stuff. My bad on that. But yeah, Dead Cells, definitely one to get. Excuse me. The next one I have is Dead Rising 4, the Frank's Big Package. I don't know how big Frank's package is, but I know that I do love some Dead Rising games. 1 and 2 was really good. 3 that came out on Xbox One seems like they might have rushed it a little bit. Which I kind of heard this one was okay. It's not, as good as the other ones, but Frank does return in the Dead Rising series. I haven't played it yet, so, I kind of waited because it came out on Xbox One first, and then, a year later they released it for PS4, so, that was just one of the ones I bought and stuck it on the shelf and haven't got around to it yet. Next game I got for Christmas, I haven't opened yet, which was a really good game, is the Detroit Become Human. It's made by Quantic Dream, or was it Quantic Dream? The people who made Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls and all that. I heard this one is really, really good. So, there again, it's still sealed. I got it for Christmas. It's only February, so don't give me no slack yet. If it's like June or July and I still got it sealed, then say something to me about it. But either way, I will get around to it and try to get the platinum on that. Another game that came out is Deus Ex Mankind Divided, the Day 1 edition. This game was actually on PlayStation Plus, what was it, a few months ago, or maybe 5 or 6 months ago, something like that. But yeah, I mean, it's, I heard it wasn't quite as good as Human Revolution from PS3, but it's still a good game. There's a lot of gameplay elements you can do. You can go either guns blazing, you can go in stealthily, or you can go in kind of mixing with all the different ways you can play the game. So I'll get to it eventually. I just picked that up really cheap. I think it's like $7 or $8 now. Next up is the Dishonored Definitive Edition. It comes with the first game remastered basically because it was on PS3. I played a little bit of it. Not this version yet, but the PS3 version. Just never did get around to actually finishing it. So now I'm going to go back and give it a go and hopefully try to get the platinum on this. And then we have the Dishonored 2. I skipped this when it first came out because, like I said, I haven't finished the first one, so I didn't want to jump into this one. And so I just waited, until this one got really cheap. So it was like, $14 or so now, or however much it was. It was less than $15, so went ahead and got this as well. So I'll play this after I get done playing the first one. Next up is Doom. Really good game, just all, balls at the wall shooter. It's kind of crazy, it's got that that id technology, and id makes good games. So Doom, it's awesome. Another game I got is the Dragon Age Inquisition. This is the Game of the Year edition. I'm not familiar if the DLC is on disc or if it was on, the little inserts that you have to download. I bought Dragon Age when it first came out on launch day. It was just a regular edition. Beat it, traded it in. A lot of the games that I have, I've had to go back and rebuy because, like an idiot, when they first came out, I played them and then traded them in to use that credit to help, pay for other games. So probably if I'd have kept every single game that I've had since PS4 has been out, I'd probably be about 300 or so. But that's why I'm trying to build my collection back up, because now, these games are kind of getting really cheap. You can get this one for like less than $10 now, and it's a really good game. A lot of people didn't like it. They prefer Dragon Age 1 over 2 or this one, but I don't know, man. I like this one. The action's really good, so everybody has their own, own opinion. Another game that I got for Christmas, I've played a little bit of it. So far, I'm liking it, is the Dragon Quest XI, The Echoes of an Elusive Age. I haven't really been into the Dragon Quest games, but this one got really good reviews, and I heard it's a little bit, I don't want to say simplistic as far as the turn-based style. I'm not too big in turn-based RPGs. Don't kill me for it. I'm more into the action where, you're actually doing it instead of pushing a button and watching it. But yeah, Dragon Quest XI, The Echoes of an Elusive Age. It's got a nice art style too, man. I like the way it looks. Next up is a game that was on PS3 and they released it for PS4 as well, and that is the Dragon's Crown Pro Hardened Edition. GameStop had these on sale a little while back. They had them for like $20. It comes with the steelbook and all that. Atlas game. Atlas games are good. So I went in and scooped it up. Don't know if I'll ever actually get into it. I might just leave it sealed. Who knows? But because it's heavily involved in like co-op. 4-player, and I don't really know nobody's playing it, and I don't know if you can just jump on and play with randoms. So I'm not quite sure, but I don't know. I might get into it. Who knows? Because I don't really feel like playing that game by myself. So next game up is Dying Light. I've got the platinum on this one. I love this game when it first came out. I never did play the the DLC or nothing. But yeah, Dying Light's really good. Next up is Skyrim. The Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim. What more else to say about it? It's Skyrim. It's still on an old, outdated engine. Bethesda really needs to fix their engine, man. With bugs and just, yeah. But either way, Skyrim is still a good game. You can't go wrong just throwing it in and running around, killing some dragons and just causing mayhem. Another game from Bethesda, Fallout 4. Some people don't like this. I do. I think it was a really good game. Got the platinum on it. I'm still missing just a little bit of the DLC stuff, but like the workshops, I didn't really care too much for. I need to play the, was it the Nuka-Cola, whatever it's called, something another park or something other. I don't know. But yeah, Fallout 4. And then I went and bought this complete horse shit garbage, Fallout 76. I knew, it's going to get a lot of flack because it didn't have the NPCs. They were trying to go more of like a little MMO kind of style with it. I bought it mainly because a couple of my friends, got it. And we played a little bit of it. It's not complete trash, but I just don't really see myself spending 50, 60 hours playing this game. I just don't. I almost wish I could just return it and get my money back, but I ain't doing that. So I might get back into it. Who knows? Probably not, but who knows? Next up is Far Cry 5. I waited on this, when it first came out, waited for it to drop in price, and I got it for like $20 or something. Still haven't yet played it yet, and they've already got the new one coming out, which is like right after this one, and I'll get to it. I'm still I've played all the other Far Cry games, love them. So I still say my favorite Far Cry is 3, but yeah, Far Cry 5. Next up, we have Final Fantasy 15. There again, it's another controversial game as far as is it truly a Final Fantasy game, but I don't know because I haven't played any of the other ones. I liked it though. I haven't quite finished it or nothing like that yet, but but you know, it's action instead of turn-based. So that right there was already a plus for me because, like I said, I like that better. Next up is the Girl and the Robot, another Tedesco game, and you know, another game that's you know, less than $10. So I heard it wasn't actually too bad. I mean, you know, it's not going to be God of War style games or you know, stuff like that, but you know, sometimes it ain't all about, you know, playing, you know, whatever. But yeah, anyway, the Girl and the Robot, the deluxe edition. And then next up we have God of War, which won Game of the Year. It's a really good game. I just recently beat it, you know, probably 3 or 4 weeks ago. Got like 40% of the trophies, and I'm still debating on whether or not going back and trying to finish it up to get the platinum on it. There's still a lot more left to do, and defeating those Valkyries and finding all the collectibles and doing the trials and stuff like that. I don't know. To me, I still like God of War 3 better. I don't know. Once they put the axe in it and then started making you use like the axe to solve all these puzzles, and you know, I don't know. They just kind of lost me with that. And the whole complete. I like the way they kind of went with the open world, but at the same time, I almost kind of wish they would have just kind of kept it the way it was. You know, the rule: if it's not broke, don't fix. But I mean, it's still a good game. You know, does it deserve Game of the Year? In my book, who knows? But yeah, God of War. Next up, we have the Gran Turismo Sport, which this one was heavily focused on multiplayer this time around. You know, it was almost like a shell of a game, to be honest. I bought it when it first came out. Since then, though, they've added a lot of new cars, a lot of new tracks. They've kind of went back and listened to the fans and kind of halfway added like what you call a story mode for the game. I might go back and play it. Who knows? I mean, it's a really good racing game, though. I mean, you know, it's Gran Turismo. It looks good, but who knows? Next up, we have GTA 5. Yes, my copy is sealed. I actually bought this when it first came out on PS4, you know, and paid the $60 for it like everybody else, then traded it in. So when it went on sale for like $20, I went back and got a copy of it, so I've just still left it sealed. I don't know if I ever go back to it or not. Next up, I have the Hellblaze Sienna's Sacrifice. This was actually released first digitally, and then they finally made a physical copy of it. It's supposed to be a really good game. I haven't played it yet. You know, see, it's still sealed. I don't know what my dog's going crazy about in there, but yeah. Next up, we have the Hitman Season 1, or the complete Season 1, Steelbook Edition. Yeah, the complete first season. It's pretty good. I haven't finished it yet. Still working through it. So, next up we have Hitman 2. You still see it's still sealed. Like, you know, I got to finish the first one first. So, got this one also for Christmas. So, yeah. And that's the first stack. Let me just slide those over. Just hope they don't fall over. All right, next up a game, you know, didn't really get good reviews. I heard it was just very mediocre. It was really cheap, you know, less than $10 I think now. So that is Homefront, the Revolution. I like the other Homefront for PS3. So I just figured, you know what, for less than $10, I'll give it a go and see how it is. Next up is Horizon Zero Dawn. This is just a regular edition. I don't have the Game of the Year edition. It's a really good game. Really, really good game, honestly. The story, you know, I kind of got lost a little bit in the story and was just to the point to where, you know, it is what it is. But I was trying to kind of follow it, but the game's pretty long and seems like the further you go, the more or less I kind of got interested in the story. But the action as far as, you know, taking down the, you know, the robots and figuring out how to do all that and trapping them and setting them up, and it's really good. Next up, we have Infamous Second Son. This was almost like a launch title when it came out. The system wasn't out very long when it came out. I've always loved the Infamous games. This one is pretty good. It's not. I still say 2 is, you know, is the best, but this one is, you know, pretty good. You know, waiting for Sucker Punch to maybe make another one. Next up, we have The Inner World, The Last Wind Monk. Don't really know anything about the game, besides it was cheap, less than $10, easy platinum. I haven't played it yet, but I heard it's really easy platinum. So I'll give it a whirl and see how it is. The Inner World. Another good game that's really good is the Inside and Limbo Collection. Both these were on PSN. Then they released them on physical disc, so got that. Excuse me. Next up is Jotun, however you want to pronounce it, the Valhalla Edition. This is a limited run game. Mine's still sealed. I've kind of gotten on the limited run kick here. I got a couple of them that I've ordered. I'm still waiting. This is number 76 out of the collection. I actually seen this one on Facebook Marketplace, and the guy had it for like $20, and I asked him would he take $15 for it, and he said, yeah, sure, why not? This one can go for like $30 to $40 on eBay, so, but yeah, I got a good deal on that. Next up, we have the Killzone Shadowfall. It's a good game, looks really good, as far as when this first came out, when the PS4 launched. I mean, it was really good looking. I'd still say it's not the best Killzone that's been made. Personally, I still like 2, then 3, but this one was still good though. They just need to, fix the multiplayer and make it more like how 2 was, and I think it would have been better. Next up, we have Knack 1. It's a platforming game. A little difficult at times, but not too bad. It was all right. And then I just recently picked up Knack 2. Still sealed. This was actually a used copy. I guess they done converted all their new copies to used. So I got lucky and, paid a used price and got a new copy sealed. So I'll get to it eventually. Next up is the Eleanor. This is the ultra high definition. Basically, it's the Game of the Year edition. It's got all the DLC with it. I platinumed it on PS3. Very good game. I love this game. Rockstar was pretty good at making that one. I like the way they did it. All right. Next up is the Lego City Undercover. I love the Lego games. Sometimes you have to get away from all the like the violent games, the blood and gore and all that mess, and just sometimes play something that's fun. So got the Lego City Undercover. Got a plat on this. The Lego DC SuperVillains. Got the plat on this one as well. This one, honestly, I didn't like this one too much. It just didn't really. I don't know. It was all right, but I just didn't. It wasn't one of my favorite Lego games. Next up is the Lego Incredibles. Now this one I didn't care nothing at all about. I was just going for the platinum, getting it through, and it just really did not have my interest at all. I was just like, yeah, but the Lego Incredibles. Next up is the Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. This was really good. I think the Marvel ones and the, like the Star Wars Lego games to me are my favorite. Of course, you gotta throw in the, the Pirates of the Caribbean on PS3. I kind of almost wish they'd make that remastered or something, because that was a really good one. But Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. Next up is the Lego Ninjago, the movie video game. I don't know anything about Ninjago, but I collect the Lego game, so I scooped this one up. Haven't played it yet, so I still gotta get on this one. Next up is the Lords of the Fallen, the limited edition. This game was all right. I don't think I gave it a fair chance. Only played it for a few hours and just kind of set it down and never did come back to it. So I'll go back and play it and see what's up with it. Next up is Mad Max from Avalanche, people who make Just Cause. This was a really good game. This actually had this on PlayStation Plus a while back too, but yeah, I got the I got the physical version. It's less than $10, so yeah, definitely scoop this game up. It's really good. Now, it is a little bit buggy in some things as far as like some of the collectibles, but, you know, there is kind of workarounds around that. So, you know. Next up is Mafia 3. It was a good game. I haven't finished it yet. Got kind of close to the end of it. I heard you got to play it basically twice to get the platinum on it. So when I get some more free time from playing some of these other games that I haven't played yet, I'll go back and try to work on the platinum for this one. Next up is Mass Effect's Andromeda. Yeah, I ain't even gonna talk about that one. It's alright, but not the greatest. Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. I haven't really started this one yet. I've had it for a little bit now. You can get it for like less than $10. They also had this on PlayStation Plus a while back. But yeah, I gotta give it a go. I loved, you know, Metal Gear 4 though, for PS3. That was really good. Next up is the Metro Redux Collection. You get Metro 2033 and the Metro Last Light. So you get 2 games in one. The new Metro game's coming out here soon. I haven't played these yet. I don't know. I might just wait until like the new Metro comes out and then gets cheap and then go back and play them all together. Next up is the Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor. You know, it's like a Lord of the Rings game, kind of mixed with Assassin's Creed, mixed with combat from like Batman. You know, that's basically that's the way to sum it up. It's a pretty good game though. It's a little challenging at times, but you know, if you kind of get overwhelmed by some of those, was it like the lieutenants or whatever, whoever they are, you know, sometimes they can kick the shit out of you. But yeah, it's a pretty good game though. And I just seen that GameStop has the Shadow of War, which is the second part to that. They got it on sale now for $10 for new. So if you haven't got it, go jump and get it. Next up is Monster Hunter World. This was my very first Monster Hunter World, Monster Hunter game that I've played, and it's great. I love it. You know, I put probably 60 or so, 70 hours into it. You know, just leveling up, getting better gear, going out with some friends. You know, kicking the shit out of the monsters, and they have the new one or the new DLC or whatever coming for expansion or something. The ice, something about the frozen ice or something. Either way, Monster Hunter World is a really good game. And not to mention, you don't have to have, you know, you can play with randoms on it too. So you can load the mission up and try to search for, you know, a group that's already out there doing what you want to go do. You can join them or they can join you. So that's the good part about this game, is you don't have to just have friends to play it with. Next up is Murdered Soul Suspect. Here's another game that's pretty easy to get the platinum on. I haven't played it yet. You can get this for less than $10 now. I heard it wasn't too bad, but yeah, Murdered Soul Suspect. Let me stick these down here before I want to drop them. 1 second, guys.